Hello, everyone. My name is Yuta Jazz, and today we are going to do another pick a pile. And today's message is, what does spirit see in you? I've left it broad and open so you can relate to it as per your views, beliefs, and feelings. To me, in general, spirit kind of is like that general word that encompasses everything. Your guides, the universe, source, and all. It's kind of like spirit is just, it's kind of like humans, right? Spirit to me is that. It's the ethereal world that relates to us and is around us and observes us and guides us as well. There's different types, but we're only talking to the good ones about the good stuff, about loving you and, whatever they might be seeing. And if they have anything else to share about your predicament or who you are at your core, maybe they'll bring up some awareness or remind us some treasures we have hidden within us, right? Correct. So today I also decided to do something different, and we are going to be using the weird little things that I had that remind me of animals for some reason. I feel like I've been really tuning into animals recently and drawing a lot of strength from them, and this is really kind of more or less the only stuff I have that relates to them currently. So yeah. We have a tiger. Absolutely love this tiger. It's one of my uh favorite pieces I've kept from childhood. Uh it's uh it's really good. It's a pretty accurate tiger. So yeah, this is pile number one. If you want to go for the tiger. We have pile two with the diamond golden tortoise turtle. Also, actually, something I have from very early on. Not as early as this, though, but still, you can see it's been worn a bit. And my most recent piece, which is actually a magnet off of a artist's painting, and his name is Mikalojus Čiurlionis, a Lithuanian artist painter that was really big and to this day is quite influential in his art, and his biography is very interesting as well. A painter for I guess around the early 1900s. So also he traveled the world and whatever. I don't know why that's popping up, but it is what it is. So yeah, pick one of the piles and we'll go over there and do the things. Hello, pile number one. So, if you chose the tiger, we're gonna place it right here next to the love rock. You also got poetry. Uninhibited, I can't pronounce the first word for some reason. Language is escaping me today. Uninhibited intuition, whatever. You can read it, you can pronounce it the correct way. English is not my first language, and sometimes I can't. I don't know why. I just have this thing sometimes. Although I'm pretty well versed in English, recently I've noticed that I just have days where I can't pronounce a specific certain word. And yeah, today I'm not as well versed, but that's not gonna stop us. Um, Upright reversed. Okay. What I'm already getting, and we're gonna keep on hearing and seeing what the cards are gonna be telling us, but from what it looks like, you are a person that isn't just graceful and creative and expansive, but you are somehow magical, quite powerful in your magic as well, and you don't compromise with society or people, is what is coming across. You understand the values of community and working together, but you do not compromise who you are in those settings. and you don't bow down. You don't lay down what you believe in just because someone else wants to do something with you, create something, or um, fulfill a role in a group dynamic and industry or institution. Like you don't care. You don't care. If it's not for you, you're not gonna really go for it. Like you don't try and fit in because you understand that that's useless and it doesn't really make anyone happy. There's still more cards. Keep shuffling. Okay. I do want to like look at all the rest of the cards, but I feel like I just can't for the time being. Okay. I also want to check the top and bottom. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's more to come with this, but if this like set of cards means anything to you, then go for it. I feel like it's a personal message for people that do have feelings or thoughts coming across now as they're looking at these two cards, the top and the bottom. And I don't need to actually divinate this, so we're gonna put that aside there. All right, so I feel like we're gonna go for this one. Yeah, I feel like that's just completing the sentence I was talking about. Um, ooh, there is a feeling of it's been a bit hard at times being I don't want to say an outcast, but it does feel like it's been an experience of occasionally being an outcast and disrespected for your choices of going for what you like and how you prefer things to be instead of compromising. You have had heartache because people have really attacked you for your right to be who you are and how you are, like not compromising. And I feel like you do collaborate and you help out and you are caring and like you definitely are there for people when they need it, but it's just that you don't sacrifice yourself or your peace of mind or your values or anything of that sort for other people, regardless of how you feel about them or how they try and maybe get their way with you, regardless if it's positive or negative, right? Because there can be positive ways of trying to have that happen with people if you come together and communicate, and there's also manipulative, oppressive ways of doing it as well, right? And I feel like you've experienced both, and both have made you feel like occasionally uh, less than you are. It made you feel like less than you are. And you are not less than that. People have a hard time accepting how steadfast, blunt, and stubborn you can be. And I mean stubborn as a compliment. To me, stubborn doesn't have the negative connotation. It never has. Stubbornness is a thing that can land in either side of the spectrum depending on the day, right? For the stubborn person or for that approach. And for you, it's a case of you're honest, you're blunt, you're straight to the point, and you do not lie or cheat. You are just out there, and I think the strength of that really triggers people. And there's a little hidden message here which is I'm now wondering yeah, we're gonna get to it in a bit. I feel like it's not supposed to be spoken on yet, but it is very clear and it's related to the intuition part. So yeah, it's really weird. It feels like I want to put this card up, but I keep hearing reversed. So we're gonna look and see to what this is saying for us. And I heard that this is reversed as well. So that's quite interesting. That is really interesting. I'm gonna put this card over here if you want to like analyze it. I can see that there's a bit of glare there. So yeah, I feel like you're really quick to act and you are really decisive. You have a strong feeling of what is for you and what is against you, and you are kind of like a shining light and a loud voice that speaks in heart, right? And you do feel a little bit alone at times for that journey, for that wisdom that you carry, and it feels like you are the one that's needed to really focus on what your dreams and passions and desires or interests are. It's like you there feels like a repeating loop of the desire wanting to share what you really love about the world or yourself or other people or in general what you see in reality that no one's really paid you too much mind over, and it's made you feel like maybe I shouldn't be nurturing this to some extent. Maybe it's created this accidental response or behavior within your own life and your own mind of not being as supportive of yourself at times, not because you don't believe in yourself. Like, come on, the tiger, right? It's more of a case of the community-based energy or the community's responses and views of you have accidentally rubbed off on you, because if we are exposed to something for a prolonged time repeatedly, it can have a negative effect where subconsciously it just creates a program, an expectation, or a experience, right? In a repetitive loop. It can change even our tone towards ourselves in certain aspects or dynamics if we receive the same criticism or communication over and over again. And it doesn't actually have to be that you have a problem. Sometimes, like in this spread and in this reading and in this pile, it's actually a sign of being a way shower, a new face, a leader, a person that begins the breakthrough in social dynamics that are really unhealthy all across the world. And I can see that you are that person that really goes out there and does what they have to or need to do, but then the response has been so triggering. It's kind of like people got so triggered and upset that they just started going after you, or projecting or reflecting, or, just having a bit of a blowout. Like, ah, I can't believe pile one did this and said that. Like, they're bullshitting around, and then they stop and think afterwards and are like, okay, I actually overreacted, and I need to treat them better. They won't admit. It feels like there's not been a lot of admitting to the fault or to the blowout, or just in general. It's kind of like let's sweep that under the rug and I'll just treat you better, or like show you that I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go there again. And I feel like a lot of people have really transformed their behavior to the extent that they can. Some people haven't been able to do a proper change or a proper assessment or even come clean, as I've spoken about, but it's like they've taken to heart that they've put this onto you and that you have nothing to do with it. That you are like a person that is the furthest away from what they accused you to be or say or act like. It's like the realization seeps in that they have issues with powerful figures that are outspoken, or even authority figures. Maybe you're not an authority figure, right? But they view you as so influential and important and powerful that they start reshaping their views on what authority is like, or powerful people act like or do, and what is compromise, collaboration, and argument. It's like they start reworking all of that, and they have to if they want to stay in your life. Like if they won't do this, they will have to leave. They will have to leave right away, and they won't be able to contact you whatsoever. You might have had these experiences where as soon as you don't like a person, they just disappear out of nowhere and they stop messaging you. And you stop, obviously, but it's like you don't meet them in the same places at the same time. You don't see them hanging out the usual spots. It's out of nowhere, like they're gone. Maybe they even fly out of the country sometimes or go to a different place altogether for a prolonged period of time. And you've not really understood why that happens. Some of you have, because you are in quite you practice your intuition. Others of you are just driven by it, and you sometimes don't know why or where your impulses and spontaneity comes from, but you know that it's strong enough to be super decisive and super set on it, and taking your time with maybe accepting that for yourself first, and then putting it out into the world if you have to, right? Because if you're studying yourself about the decisions you make, you can discuss and even argue if you have to that to the other person or to the outside world. So people legitimately just have to vibe out of your life if they can't vibe in, if they can't like keep their frequency in check, if they can't keep progressing, bettering, or just meeting you in like a collaborative state, basically. If they can't meet you where it's kind of like, okay, we take a step back so we can keep this relationship on the good side, so we can keep the love, the things we like. We're gonna take a bit of a step back, reassess how we act and how we communicate with each other, and then we're gonna move on to the next level of the relationship. So, yeah, really, really interesting message. The other thing that I said that I'm going to come back to is actually opening up a bit even more now with the Wheel of Fortune card over here. So it seems to me like a lot of you are strong mystics of your own choosing. It's kind of not like you've studied or learned how to be a mystic. You've not really followed a religion. You've not really followed a practice. What you've made is your own interpretation of how spirit, you, your life, reality, and all of this magical stuff works. And it feels more like it's a internal state. Like you have reached a level of mindful awareness of where everything is kind of moving by the law of energy and frequencies and magic. And it's kind of like you have a deep awareness that things are not what they appear like on the surface, and you go by that knowledge. You go by the unseen world that you are really aware of and really tapped into. Um, you actually heal a lot of people like this. You heal the planet like this. Even if you don't practice magic, you are very influential energetically, and a part of it is when we spoke about you being a loud voice for people, very forward, honest, real, right? Some people not being able to handle that, having to leave your life. That is also an energetical thing happening in the unseen between your energy and other people's energy. It's like you have this auric field around you that really pushes away this harmony, this honesty, and lack of awareness. It's like you repel it, and there can be traction and fight in that for times because people are trying to cling on to you, or they might have energies around them that are trying to do that to you, or you might just be in a environment that's naturally based on that, like I don't know, Wall Street or something. Um, but you navigate that really well, and you just repel it because of how mindful, aware, intentional, and magical you are. Your daily life practices, just your routine things, are rituals. Like that's how intense this is and insane this is. Like you are just a person that lives your life to that level. You live it to the fullest. And a lot of people strive for this or say that they are this, but they are not. This isn't something you become in practice. This is something you are born into as part of so many things. Lineage, energetic beings, councils, kind of incarnating down here with that purpose or with that acute awareness. Like you're born this way. I don't think you can be born any other way. You're an advanced soul from far away galaxies and star systems. What your place of home is, I feel like you somehow already relate to it, whether you found it or not, you somehow relate to it. And may become more apparent to you with time if you look into it. But you don't have to, honestly. It's kind of not that important depending on who you are. For some of you it might be, so you can ask Spirit to help you do that. But there's also a reminder of you are you're like a wheel of turning for people in terms of fortune as well. You are like a person that creates harmony or disharmony for those that sit in that energy as well. If you are harmonious, they will if they are harmonious, you will kind of like empower that. If they are disharmonious, you will make it so agitating that they are gonna need to leave whatever is related to you. Maybe you've even seen people leave your friends for no damn reason, and this would be a why. But that disharmony starts growing inside of them until they heal it or until they leave, basically. It's kind of like a natural karma balancing thing that is happening here. You would be really quite aligned for this to happen as well, or for this to just be. I don't know what you do, but something you do daily keeps you in this frequency, and that I feel like that's just gonna stay there. Yeah, that's just gonna stay. Wow, very interesting reading. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and time, for having this reading here, and yeah, quite lovely. If you want to share your story in the comments section below, I would appreciate that. I'll definitely check through it. If not, feel free to just like leave, a like or a sub or something, and check out my link tree down below for more entertainment content and other stuff I do all around the internets. So, yeah, thank you, and see you in another pile or in the next reading. Bye. Hello, everyone who chose pile number 2. And so this is the fake diamond gold little tortoise, whatchamacallit, you know. Um, Also sparkles pretty. And this is the card you chose. Sparkling seedling, growth and discovery. Doesn't that match? I'd say it matches. Sparkling seedling. That's cute. I like that. I like it. All right, so let's see what do the cards have for you today. I feel like I'm gonna be using 2 decks for you, so let's start with the tarot. All right, my headset actually cut out. It's funny because I did think like I might have just figured it out. But this headset is smarter than me, so we'll see if my new fix fixes it and makes it work right. But anyway, back to you, pile 2. Um, there's a few things coming through, but I don't want to speak on them until we got like some cards out on the table. To me, it seems like you are a very protected person. You might be one of those like bubbly, carefree people that are just the sunshine and the sunlight of all that is. 'Cause it seems like you have something that you shed light on constantly. You just you just keep showing up. You just keep showing up, you know? You keep being that lighthearted, lovely person that people seek out to be around, to get help from, to enjoy life with, you know? You are very, very light-hearted, loving, caring. You just go for it, you know? Um, and a lot of people see this about you, and there's a lot of people out there that are protecting you in so many different ways that you wouldn't even consider or know about. Even the people that have disliked you or disrespected you, they've somehow also tried to do the opposite of it. You know what I mean? They've tried to, I feel like, make up for the pain they've caused you, because they couldn't stop but look and see and be aware of how unpleasant it was for you to receive that type of like reaction from them, and that you never really did anything about it. Like you never did anything about it. You were like fair enough, water under the bridge, forgive, not forgotten. I'm gonna move on. If you're gonna change your attitude, you can come find me, and if not, then whatever. Um, which is very strong. That's a strong act of kindness, respect, and just better human decency, you know? It is not easy being you. I feel like people misinterpret your struggles or what you go through because they think it's okay for you. It's fine. You had a easy life. You grew up in a loving family. It's all cool. You never had hardships. And it's like, nah, being this is hard. This isn't easy. No one freaking makes this easy. Like, you have people that protect you, love you, care for you, and you've had so many good moments in your life, but that doesn't mean that you've not had hardships. That doesn't mean that being you is just an easy choice. No, you make it real. You're the magic. You're the one that chooses it. You're the one that actually like goes for it, you know, and other people don't really understand that. They think it's wow. They think that it is yeah, that it is like a natural part of you. It's like no. It is, but it also is something you actually strive for and do each and every day, even when it's hard, even when you don't want to. You still get back up and you still keep on shining, keep on being pretty, keep on working on smiling and choosing the right words and acting the right way and being the person that you're like meant to be, you know. I think you even have unique struggles and difficulties that no one will ever really like comprehend because of how you look. It's kind of like they can't connect to the center point, right? And it isn't your fault. You're not doing anything wrong. They try, other people try, but they don't necessarily have an easy time doing that either. Don't worry about it too much. Look at the things that matter more than this because this can spiral out into being a bit of a pain for you personally. Keep as much as you're shining in the world and how you're showing up and how much you're smiling to others, smile to yourself in the mirror. Show that awesomeness to yourself. Keep it going for yourself, for you, how you are. Like let it be the building blocks and foundation of what your life is about to you for you because it's not for other people. This magic is so important to come from you being happy. You know what I mean? Like not just because it can kind of go the other way in the shadow. um but for you it's kind of like keep going to the light, keep loving yourself. Every like this is important. This is really important. Other people don't understand how important this is, but this is super duper important. Because you're carefree, like nature touches other people. And the top and the bottom, like it is kind of, it looks hard, doesn't it? The top and the bottom. But what I'm reading from these, you can take on your own story or notion or like whatever it is representing for you. But what it's telling me is regardless of how hurt you get, regardless of how many times you get backstabbed, put down, fall down, make mistakes, like regardless of what you go through, you still come back up and get back up. You still keep moving. You really quickly recuperate. That is a superpower of yours. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. And actually, if you look at these two cards, it looks like it might even hurt more for you than the average person when something doesn't go right, when something bad happens because you are so light and you were like, I deserve the best. Why the fuck do I get this shit? It's not punishment. It's just this world is a bit rough around the edges and it's unavoidable that this type of stuff happens. Um, and other people just are learning through you. They don't realize or understand what this is and the importance of it and that it should be cherished. They don't understand that some people that they might even think that they're doing you a favor because they're trying to help you realize how you should be more like safe, protected, careful, scared, and afraid of like things not working out or being bad. And it's like, you're not naive, you're not stupid. You know how to take precautions and not give into shady stuff or be in danger, right? You know how to look after yourself. Like that doesn't actually serve the purpose they're thinking of because they're coming from the wrong place and they don't really realize it. Another thing is that you are a person that can you can make this like infinite pool of energy come for you to you inside of you or grow out of you if you focus on the things you love because you have a lot of things you love. Not a lot of people have as much love as you do, and that is something you can use for yourself to sustain yourself. I don't know if some of you have practiced this, others have not seen the power of this. The more you look at the things that really light you up, that really make you passionate, that really just, are fun for you, like you just like it. Sometimes maybe you even obsess about it a bit too much. If you switch between, multiple different things, doesn't matter. As long as you're as intense about it as you are about being awesome, right? Like the bubbly, lovely person that you are, keep going for it. Keep doing it and let it carry you. Let it be what it is. Let yourself have the caliber that you hold. Let yourself be as fast, as slow as you are or as you want it to be. And keep being aware and conscious, like you do have that. As I said, people think you might be in danger sometimes, and it's like, no, I already saw all of the 50 different type of things I should be looking out for, and I've already noticed those other few, that are actually potential risks that I should be avoiding or careful about. I'm already ready. I already have my phone in my hand for whatever it is. Like I am here to not squander my life, my well-being. I know what's up. Just because I'm nice doesn't mean I'm stupid. That's about it. All right, let's move on. I feel like there's a bit more on that energy, but this is personal, so if you want, you can tune into it and tap into it and feel what you need to sort out there and do for yourself about all of it. This first. Right. Got this in pile one as well. And sorry if, like, for some of you, the cards are dark. They are holographic, as you can see, and my setup's gonna be evolving for a while. I am freshly new moved in a flat that has nothing in it, so we're gonna just need to bear with it, deal with it. Um, Upright. I'm just checking because this can be kind of put together in multiple different ways. I've, yeah, this and this feels like they can be reversed. Yeah, that feels right. Okay, so yeah, it's like you receive a lot of people's opinions and criticisms and everything, but you also free them out of their own limitations and boxes. You are a healing force. It's kind of hard because you have so much love and niceness within your awareness. Like you're inside of your mind, even just inside of your mind. If someone would be plopped into your mind and then plopped out, it would be so shocking because of how much love and consideration and compassion and appreciation you have for every single thing you see, you feel, you speak, you hear, you encounter, experience, you do. You are a person that just blasts that out loud because I I don't know, it feels like I don't know for who this is, but you felt something in your childhood that made you like, I want to keep being this forever. I want to keep doing this forever. I see how like needed and important this is. I love this. This is what I can be forever, and I'm gonna practice it, and I'm gonna help other people do this. Share this with the world is what I just heard. Share this with the world, which is really beautiful. Keep being you. I'm sorry for the judgment you receive, but it don't matter. It don't stick to you. Um, it don't stick to you. I feel like some people feel like it's not fair that you are the way you are. You might, yeah, you've had a lot of jealousy. It's like it's so weird. I mean, I've seen this before and I've encountered it, and it's still shocking to me that people can go after other people that are actually happy in good places and just nice. Um, and then judge them and blame them for it. And it's like you receive a lot of that. Um, I don't know, especially like I'm just seeing flashes of high school and gossiping teenagers and backstabby friends, and then now I'm seeing like everyone that was that did that regretting the fuck out of their decisions. Like they really get a reality check eventually and are like, I thought you were fake. I thought this or that, and then they realize why they thought that. They realize like, oh my God, I don't know how to appreciate good things when they're there. I can't trust people that are nice. Um, or I grew up in such a shitty environment with such fucked up people that I can't give this person their freedom and power and just being who they are. Like, how messed up is that, man? And they really feel it. Like, I don't know how, because sometimes people don't give a real like damn, they don't give a rat's ass about it. You somehow change them from the core. They start seeing that they can start being more nurturing, compassionate, and trusting, and that they need to learn it. That they need to learn it, and that begins like a whole deep realization for them. Like they actually start going into real truths about the world just because you were you. Just because they met you and they did that, and then they walked away and they saw what it was, what it meant. Ultimately, um, you are actually a really powerful figure that doesn't just have higher knowledge and awareness because like what you do, what you live like is a higher knowledge. It is what the world is being pushed towards to be, and there's so little of it in such minuscule amounts all across the world that it's like You are a way shower. You are definitely a way shower. You're an example way ahead of its time of how humans can become more emotionally intelligent, more aware, more compassionate, more patient. That people don't need to be this or that, that people don't need to come from certain backgrounds, that you can't really expect everyone to be what you think they are, that they are all who they are, and sometimes you can just see it on their face without any suspicion, and you should actually fight that intrusive notion that someone's out to get you, because you might push away someone as beautiful as you, pile number two, and that's a true loss. That's a real loss. That's painful. That's powerful. I can see down here that although you went through a lot of adversity in your relationships and surface level encounters with other people within your community or outside of it, wherever, right, that you haven't let it bring you down, and you kept your connection to the divine realm, you kept your connection to nature, to spirit, to what really matters, that you focused on creating your own happiness, nurturing it, and coming into whole view for it with it, that you realize you can't change these people. I might as well be happy on my own, and there will be eventually people that will be there for me. I will find my home. I never actually noticed this. And there's this little building at the edge of the card is in a lot of places. I mean, it's so weirdly drawn that I don't even know if it's actually a freaking building. But come on, come on. Can you see the building next to the tree here? It looks like a building, and that just makes me think of like home right away every time. It's a bit further away for you because I feel like you need to walk a big distance in holding your power, not being swayed, not being harmed by other people as well, and showing up the way you do, just living your life through it and being satisfied in your own world, and then having this, like, I don't know, external show of other people being just human, and going through some shit. But you just being happy and being like, okay, okay, whatever. You will have a happy family and a happy home and a happy life. Don't settle. Don't ever settle. That is not you. You are not made to settle. You are made to be happy and shine. And the more you believe in that, practice that, and not, let other people's crap affect you, attach to you, or you attach to it, right? The more you will be satisfied within your own world. There will be an emotional, how do you want to call it? There's going to be an emotional experience that does blow you like wide open. Your heart, your everything, like your mind even gets blown open. It's like you will have a surprise this lifetime about something that really matters to you. And it's hard to explain because you've experienced so much awesomeness that this is out of your uh it looks like it's out of your reach, but it's not, and it's not out of the realms of possibility, but when you'll experience it, that's when you might actually think that it's like this shouldn't have been a possibility. This was not in my understanding of how happy I can be, or how happy things can happen, or how happy circumstances can appear at the most randomest of opportunities or times. Like I thought I knew a lot about joy and happiness. I didn't know this. It's gonna start a whole new understanding and a whole new world and level of emotional satisfaction. It's like Spirit will be educating you in how to be even more happy and even more joyful, and what is the next level above what is our current limitation, glass ceiling of pure joy and happiness at the most authentic level that a person can reach. That is insanely cool. I love that. That's so cool. That is amazing. Um, yeah, you're gonna drop off in a way all of the heartache and disappointment that you currently have. Like it is gonna be obsolete. After this comes in, everything you went through is gonna be last year's shit. You won't give a crap. You will not care. You'll be moving forward happy. And like I'm probably one of the only people that is gonna feel this amount of satisfaction. Like, yay! That might be something you're gonna think. Um, a lot of you are gonna be like, you know what? All of that did not matter. I'd go through that again lovingly. I'd be pleased to go through it again if it means like this experience again. If this is what it took, or if this is, you know, a part of the magic that I am that is reflected to me in my world, which is this the satisfaction becoming completely obsolete because it has nothing to do with you or who you are or your life, right? And that there's even higher levels of success, achievement, and pure joy and happiness and companionship and family and luck and love, then yeah, it's all gravy, it's all cool. 45:45 on my recording, exactly like as I said that. And this was one of the only times I really looked at the clock. So, this was the only time I looked at the clock. So, I really wanna read this card. But I'm gonna need to grab my phone for it. So give me a second. I'm gonna come back in not any amount of time for you and start reading it off of the QR code guidebook. So wait. Okay. Um, if you want to, you can pause the screen. Please do the thing. Do the thing. Camera. There we go. If you want to go ahead, pause the frickin' video and read it yourself if you want to, and if not, I'm gonna read it right now for all of us together. And yeah, uh, this is also card like the page of it or whatever the card. One of the few is four, which is stability, harmony in the home, stuff like that. Solid foundations, yeah, coming together to that. Besides other things, you can go read up on four for yourself and find your own relation with the number throughout your own life experiences. I just say how I can instantly either channel the information or how I relate to it personally. So, sparkling seedling, the seedlings. This seedling looks hurt somehow. Will you help the seedling? Let's grow. Um, so I'm guessing there's a few different quotes for it in the game because these cards are made from a game called Monster Garden something. I will link it in the description if I don't forget, or in the comment section eventually. But in Monster Garden, each seedling represents a new level of the game. Helping each seedling grow lets you meet new monster friends and enables the garden as a whole to open up and grow ever more vibrantly. When this card appears, it's a prime opportunity for healing, growth, and new discoveries. Enjoy your journey through the next seedling. Who knows what awaits you on the other side? Even when it comes out in reverse, the card simply means that the growing goes on and can't be stopped. Key themes: blank sheet of paper, excitement, moving, youth, nurture, experience, special opportunity, delight, travel, never before seen, open-minded, curiosity, try. I like that. I mean, I feel like it is wrapping up what we spoke about, and I felt a shiver towards the end of the description, which I feel like it might relate to a few of you. I might have picked up on you having that experience, but also it's to me like connecting the whole entirety of the reading or the purpose of you here, right? Um, there is something that you're still learning here, although you're such an advanced soul, and I think it is a high level of wisdom, a level that most people don't reach in this game of life. Because they need to incarnate like you, like they need to be you, you know. and there's other people or other energies on the same level, but they just don't carry this. Like they just don't carry this, you know. They'll have to be playing different a different level or in a different way just because of that. Like you are quite particular and magical, and look forward to, you know, the unknown, the blessings, the new discoveries and experiences of who you are, how you are, and why it's important here. There's so much more with this pile, but I feel like that is all up to you, pile number two. I feel like all of the things I'm feeling that I can't even describe right now is your new discovery. It's your perspective. It's that fresh approach of purity that you have with your energy. Keep planting those seeds, you know. Keep planting those sparkling, amazing seeds, and keep sparkling and shining. You're protected. And thank you for getting a reading today for me. This was really great. This was really interesting. I really appreciate your energy, and that you shine this awesomeness into our world. And yeah, I'll leave you off here if you want to go click on another pile. We'll see each other there. But otherwise, you can go to my link tree to see more of my sites and other projects and I don't know, just, you know, links. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile number three. I might accidentally call you pile number two because my brain's lagging. I can feel it. But we're gonna go into this because channeling don't need no brain. I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. Whatever. We're gonna go on and check what your card is. I don't actually know the name of this painting. I can't remember. Maybe there was a name for it that I just didn't, you know, didn't remember. Maybe it's an exclusive painting I haven't seen. I can't remember. Anyway, it's an amazing painting. All of the artist's paintings are amazing, and it looks like a humongous eagle, hawk, or some type of bird flying across a mountain peak. And we have blank slate. Ooh, really interesting vibes. Learning from example. Huh. Kind of feels like you are pretty wise and intellectual person. Like you look at things in a deep level that really matters in a grand scheme of way of things. And it's not really something you need to do. It's just that's your acuity. That is your power, basically. It's like you've come here to figure out deeper nooks and crannies of things that other people don't have the logic for. I don't want to say anything else except for that. Like it feels like it's just, you know how there's great philosophers in history and you couldn't replicate their hypotheses or dilemmas or theories because they've portrayed it particularly well, or the philosophy is so deep in its meaning um, that it's kind of like a one-time thing that someone thought of it and that's it. That's the reason we can describe it, define it, understand it, and maybe even debate and dissect it. And it's not common. Um, yeah. You have something that relates to that energy. You have something that is of that caliber. I don't know, maybe you're really also connected to like Aristotle, Socrates. I'm getting those what's the there were also some emperors, right? Or conquerors. I'm not that great on history no more. I forgot most of the things I studied in school. But you could argue that some others like Caesar and whatever were deep philosophers as well, right? Maybe bigger as like conquerors and rulers, but there are emperors as well as queens, empresses that had a philosophical neck as well. So if you feel at all connected to ancient Greece, Egypt, but the philosopher side of it, or just in general, like the mystics and the scribes and whatever, there's a reason for it. You have a collective behind you that is of mystics, sages, and philosophers. It is kind of like people that crunch up and count up the numbers about how there's this vague higher understanding that trickles down into these lower realms and manifests itself, right? And it's like you are realizing the nooks and crannies of how it is down here, so you can bring it back up there. So we as a like we can figure out how to manage all of them, how to align them in the correct possible way. So it comes forward for people in their like conscious awareness. So they are actually consciously aware of it. So they understand and know it for themselves. And so they live their life differently instead of just being like, ah, this is some random philosophy BS thing I don't care about. It's like, so there's value and consideration in not just our actions, but the way we perceive the world around us and how that might be important, right? You might have really hated nihilism. I just got that. Nihilism sucks, not, or sucked, or is just not on par. It's not nice. It's not great. Some of you might have been surprised at how nihilism has become such a important or interesting or valuable or whatever, just popular perspective. Like you thought out of all of the philosophical approaches we could have, why is this the one that's popular? Why is this the one that everyone's making a meme or a freaking fad out of? Or even discussing, like why are there more YouTube videos about nihilism than any other philosophy I have ever read about? Like it irks you to some extent. Or the essence and the energy behind nihilism, when it's in people, even if you don't know what it is, right? If you read up like a vague, quick description of it, like you'd be like, yeah, that actually annoys me in people's perspectives and how they treat each other, how they communicate, or how they look to deeper love and philosophy and care and compassion, and then maybe difficult emotions, right? How they carry them or give them value. Like you don't like the roots of where it comes from. You don't like the dissociated aspect of like this is just how people are in life is, and we're all gonna go back to this black place of nothingness, so who gives a shit? And I feel like that rubs you the wrong way, like extremely. You really don't like that shit. It's like, could we grow up and be more like compassionate and stuff? Um, yeah. You also don't like when people waste their time within, what is this? Like negative approaches to life. You don't like it when people waste their capacity of understanding, awareness, education, time being spent in absolutely anything, right, in a negative thought form or way. You are a person that's quite direct about why do you waste precious attention and care and time of ours by being so rough around the edges without any possible change? Why are you stuck in this position that isn't even beneficial to you or anyone around you? Like, what is the point of this? You really maybe struggle to accept people's behavior in and around you all across throughout life. I feel like you've had a experience where people have outed you to just be that weird wacko one, and it's not like you're whack as in crazy or wacko and as in like very out there unorthodox and spontaneous and geeky or something. It's more like maybe you have actually been described to be one or a few of those things, but like I'm not saying that you are like a scientist wacko or whatever I guess the extreme would be. It's more like that wacko that values and believes in things that are not valued in our actual reality or society. That person that strongly defends and debates this even at dinner or outings or pubs, right? And is so forward and passionate about that. That's how this is coming across. Like you get considered to be something along the lines of like whack, or how do you call it? Like, is it not disturbing? I can't even find the words. It's kind of like some people might say dissociated, disconnected, or something. Disillusioned. You need to be disillusioned. Illusion. I don't know, something along those lines of like you are whacking your ideas. It's not even about them, right? To some extent, it's just maybe you are sharing your own views and then people respond like that. Maybe it is the earlier one, but I feel like it's more of a case of you are so strong in what you think is wrong and right, and how there needs to be a discussion and debate about it. You don't even care if you are wrong or right. It's kind of like I will face that if I need to, but we need to have an open conversation and discussion about it instead of defaulting to I'm wrong, you're right, or this is how the world works and this is how it doesn't work, or these are popular philosophies, these are not popular philosophies. This is where the money is backed, this is where there's no backing financially, so it's obsolete. Like, you don't believe in the social stigmas, dogmas, and normalizations of society. You actually discourage it. You dissociate from that. You dislike it, and you fight it with a passion. You're like, screw this whole entire thing. This is not what I'm about. This is not where I'm gonna be. This is not where I'm gonna go. Because we need people that are of varied different opinions so we can figure out where we are right and where we are wrong. And you are very aware, self-aware, and you do change in consideration. You try not to get swayed by other people, but you've learned that sometimes it affects you either way. So you need to be even more wise about everything, right? But it's like you accept that you can be wrong, but that you need to hold your truth and hold your right because you're around some really stuck, stubborn energies, and that it's not really their fault. It's just they're in survival, right? They don't have the tools to be as open, aware, or compassionate or expansive as you are. Some of them don't even have the capacity to care for anything about philosophy to any deep extent or any surface extent. And it's like you understand all of that. You don't judge, but you are quite emotional about all of this. Maybe there were a few people that you judge because of how aggressive or violent they were, but ultimately, lack of awareness annoys you because of how people treat conversations and the information and where they put value, not necessarily people themselves, because you understand where it comes from. It pisses you off and frustrates you, but it also expands your awareness, your compassion, your focus as well. It really makes you focus on what really matters and what people need to go through to even come to the understanding of really simple, fundamental truths that will help them. It's just it's a part of your experience to such a level that maybe that awareness gets to you, but it is a blessing. I feel like because of how much you've needed to go through all of this, it seemed like something that's gonna just get you down and be painful and be crap, and that you're just gonna need to deal with silly people. Maybe you've even considered shutting your mouth and staying silent at some point, but then you realize that's gonna F you up more, so you just decided to not go there either. Um, but the way this is coming across as a strength that you can use for yourself is you don't need to really work that hard on enlightening other people, fighting their values, their perspectives, or otherwise. Keep being outspoken about your stuff and being supportive about that, knowing that you are right and you don't need to, compromise on it, and that you handle the truth right. You actually speak truth correctly. Some people do it harsh or offensive or blunt or put other people down or elevate themselves as being the only right person. You've already had hiccups in how you've connected or communicated certain things to people. And so you've learned how to do it in the right way, not just for other people, but for yourself. So you minimize fallout. So you minimize aggression and hardship and other things, right? So it's kind of like you are really balanced in your approach in some ways. It's kind of just like keep focusing on the good, keep being intrigued, keep being inquisitive and curious and forward going. And you know what? Maybe actually even formulate your own philosophy in some type of like presentation or paper. Put it down not for others to see, but for yourself. If you're going to want to publicize it or do something with it or share it at some point with either a friend or something, or your partner or others, sure. But for you personally to keep the love going for what you are interested in and are about, you need to maybe start looking at how it gives you more power and compassion, love, just excitement, in general, how it gives you strength, cleverness, and it does put you ahead of the curve to some level and extent. It just kind of maybe sometimes you need to focus on that more so than the people because people are gonna people, and you're gonna be you, and your life is gonna stay what it's gonna be, except you can shift and change the color of it or where it falls on the spectrum of this is annoying and I can't be dealing with all of this, or this is interesting to me. I'm digging into what is a part of me and excites me because this mind, this approach, this perspective and philosophy can really push you forward to create not just something great and amazing, but it can push you forward to a level of complexity within this talent, this sphere, subject, topic, whatever it is, if it's not even philosophy, like put it as something else, like whatever your philosophy is of life is how it's coming across, like something as deep as that. Um, you can become one of the most complicatedly advanced people for it, And you don't need to make a profession out of it or whatever, but I feel like for you, you need something that's stimulating. You need something that encouraging, exciting, interesting, and you want to see your work pan out, right? You want to see this part of you flourish and be expressed and exposed, but also like for it to grow and prosper and be happy, because it matters that much to you. It's so big for you. Put it down, work towards it, like give it private time with yourself or do something with it and about it that really creates a happy, harmonious relationship between you and this talent, you and this perspective, you and this wonderful approach to existence. This is pretty existential. This is really deep. Like this is something a lot of words don't even do it justice. A lot of people can't even describe it. Yeah, you doing this research is going to put together the advancement of like this research is going to put the advancement of this type of thinking out into the world, even if you don't show it, publicate it, or teach it or whatever, it's going to still be so well known that it's going to, or it's going to just, like in the astral, I mean, it's going to be so well known in spirit form. The ripple effect from you being so deep in it, interested in it, figuring out the details or writing it up or whatever, it feels like that's going to create a ripple effect in the astral slash in the real world where people are going to start showing up and talking about little details or parts of it. You're going to be like the person that has the big part of it, the big schematic, and other people are going to have tiny parts and tiny schematics about it when they're ready, and they're going to try and step into it to keep learning and like making it more of a reality down here. So it's kind of like not you alone, but other people as well are looking into it. It's just you're a bit ahead of the curve, quite a bit ahead, and you are rippling it out to people. You know what I mean? You are creating that energy on the planet so people can start stepping into it, so they can start picking up on it and then start having their experiences because they feel it in the air, or because in like the Matrix, like people say only negative things about the Matrix. The Matrix isn't all bad. It's the same as like I guess a universe or the world. It's like a certain layer of how energy is sitting from across dimensions and beings and planets and incarnations and etc. It's kind of like that threshold. It's kind of like a program matrix, right? The only reason it keeps running is because that matrix keeps working. That's what I mean by it. Um, so it's kind of like the astral, the matrix, whatever you want to call it in different ways for yourself, which part you believe more about it. It's kind of like it's going to be upgraded and updated with this awareness, with this knowledge as you keep looking into it. And more people are going to come alive and have light bulb moments of where they start floating towards it and it starts resonating for them. No, not this one. Which one? This one, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next deck, but yeah, you're basically closing out these negative dense approaches or philosophies or unpolished approaches. You are closing out it. The mystical shaman. Legit, what? This is just you, man. This is just you. You are the one that looks to the mystery and the unknown and gives light to it. You are the one that breathes life into the world when you speak this stuff. It's like you're breathing life into these notions and ideas as you express them, and they become more real within the world. And not a lot of people can sit in this because I feel like you keep needing to also face your darkness. I don't know to what extent or why. It's kind of like as much as you start availing the mystical and the hidden truths and the deeper parts and philosophies of reality, right? And what it can be here, like creating heaven on earth, if you believe in that notion. It's like you have to keep exploring your own darkness as well. You need to keep looking to where there might be stagnation or malice within you as well, because that holds a key. It's not that you need to keep healing and you need to do all of this work and what no, it's more like as you keep looking into these higher realms and truths, you keep learning about your own self, because it's like we all carry this energy and this old paradigm, and as we become more aware or clear about it, it becomes so apparent we need to move it on, but it becomes so apparent that you just start seeing how the world works with that. It's like everyone is maybe born within okay, I don't know why this is coming across this way, but everyone's born in a more animalistic, um, unconnected, disconnected approach to life, to hardships, issues, problems, bad behaviors, right? Just the stagnancy, the inhibitions. And it's like there's a development, there's a transition, a growing when it comes to human evolution and development. And that is important, and you have it, we all have it inside of ourselves. Um, I think it just, when you realize it and start looking to it, it's not that you need to heal it, it's that you see how this works. You see how old programs work, how old energies work, how they're being cleared out, how they get overwritten and elevated, and then you'll see how the world also goes through a ascension process as well through that. If you are into magic and mysticism and other things like that, there is a cool thing that you can do here, which is when you do that research, um, be more open or call out or whatever, ask maybe your guides or the universe to show you the prospects or the advancements of you doing this research. Like, ask it to show you evidence, I guess, of that ripple effect I was talking about. Some of you will get it, others of you won't because it might be a bit too much for you. But for those that are okay or ready to have it and do it, and you've never experienced it, it's like ask for it. And the things that you think are coincidental that you see online or within people or in schools or otherwise, right? TV, etc. You're just gonna see that it's actually connected and you won't be able to fight it no more. You're gonna need to live your life through that and accept it. And it's gonna be like integrating your life purpose more into your everyday life. We are not taking that many cards. But the seer is it is a prominent card for that energy. The seer, and I also saw the Holy Mountain, which are very good cards. Three off the bottom, I keep hearing. Three off the bottom. Yeah, so yet again, it's not like you're supposed to be making waves here through what you say or speak. It's more like you are gathering awareness and accumulating it so it ripples out throughout the world because you're the anchor point. You're the one that's holding it down here. And so you have it and understand it. And then you organize it as well. Because even if you're in this energy and you anchor it, that doesn't mean that you have mental awareness about it or you understand it or you put it together in a concise, conclusive form. Like you could be an academic for all I know with this type of energy. And I don't necessarily think most of you are. I feel most of you are just random cool people that have very different approaches and professions and everything, but it's like you just have this backbone to you. If you are officially either a philosopher or someone in the mystical spiritual community, right, then that is different and you know how it's different. Then this is hitting you in a surreal way of your own. But for most of you, you're people that are just really high vibe. You know, you are out there intellectually. You are interesting to talk to. You might be a center of like attention in the parties. Maybe you have like your own corner going on with some weird conversations every single time you go out drinking. Like it's just that you are who you are. There maybe you're not practicing any of this, but that isn't the point of this. It's like you have this vision, this mind, this beautiful approach, and you don't need to fight other people. You don't need to go against them. You don't need to be loud and proud and then be like, shit, like I got people on my doorstep now or raging at me in DMs for no damn reason. And it's like, yeah, because you pick up what you want and need, have those conversations where you want and need, don't have the conversations you don't want. Just leave them. Don't start getting tuned into what conversations you or people for that matter you should avoid, right? Because they're not there yet. They're not good for it. Um, yeah. I think that is it, you know. That was damn, man, that was good. That was interesting. I hope this has helped. Thank you so much for being here and letting me read your energy. Feel free to share your feelings, stories, or otherwise, you know, whatever response in the comment section, as well as Don't forget to like and subscribe to support me and my channel's growth. And if you want more content that is either video games and life chats, philosophy, or private readings on Twitch, or just chatting about random stuff and fun stuff, you can go to my Twitch and check out the link tree for Etsy, Instagram, YouTube, and other places I post content or services on. And yeah, keep shining, keep being you, keep being awesome, 'cause I love you, and someone else does out there too. So yeah, bye guys.